Right. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining Building a Firm Master on ATS SpecTool. Today you have two faces that you probably don't see that often. Our Master in Chief in presentations and webinars, Zach, is unfortunately unavailable. He's actually doing a different lunch and learn, but don't worry, I think he has some two good replacements. So I have with me Melanie Filto. She is our ATS representative supporting engineers and architects in now Quebec, Maritimes, and a part of the Eastern United States. Melanie's been working not just at ATS, but in the construction industry for years. So welcome, Melanie. Thank you for being my co-host today.
My pleasure.
And then, of course, myself, Rebecca Barriero. I'm the Director of Customer Experience, and we are going to talk about how you can most use masters, templates, and using those two types of products on our system to generate your project specification. As always, this is recorded. After the presentation, you will receive a certificate of completion. And if you have any questions, please don't wait until the end of the presentation. We are monitoring the live chat. So if you have any questions, we will stop and answer them. This is for much benefit for you. So please feel free to ask your questions. So in order to get started here, just a little kind of review of what we're going to discuss. We're going to lay down the basics, talk about what is an office master, so we're all talking the same language, the benefits that most engineering and architectural firms find in having a master, some best practices, then kind of how ATS can help you with your master, how you can create one. Then I'll hand it off to Mel so she can show you how you can use that master in a project. And then we'll get into our templates, which could potentially be considered the same as a master, how you can copy those templates into a project as well, and kind of other ways that ATS can help you. All right, so the first question is, what is an office master? So an office master is really a curated list of products, materials that a specific firm has determined is the right product for specific applications. Most masters are either going to live online in some way, shape, or form, or offline, so in your intranet as a Word document. And it typically will include either standards, specific products, and maybe even specific execution or installation requirements. We find most firms have some sort of master that's organized by application. So maybe it's healthcare, maybe it's tenant work, maybe it's customer based. So a specific school board, maybe a specific chain. And some have general ones that could cover all the gamut of different applications. But at the end of the day, it is something that the principals of the firm have kind of agreed to, or a specific individual saying, these are the types of products that we want to install or we want to specify for different projects. So one of the main reasons that most engineering or architectural firms want an office master is really to take advantage of your previous learning. So a project that went well, a project that went poorly, products that you've tested in multiple projects, using those as the basis of what some of your design should look like. We find that typically copying or using your master to start a project can save you time. As in, you don't have to do everything from scratch. You can already take from certain products that are already approved from your organization. But it can also make you lose some time. So that's why we say it's very important. If you're going to use a master, you need to not just invest time in creating one, but in dedicating time to maintain it. Because if you don't maintain your master, then that saving time, you might actually lose down the line when you have a whole bunch of change orders that you need to approve because you have older products in your masters that have been discontinued, or maybe products that used to meet old building code but don't meet the new one. So it can be a double-edged sword. We find that, sorry, this is in my way here. Best practices for creating an office master. The first thing is accessibility, and not accessibility as in wheelchair accessibility, but access to it. So if you're going to have an office master, you really should have anybody on the design team to have access to it. Whether it's online or whether you have it in your intranet, somewhere where somebody can easily review what is already approved in your master and copy and paste it into their existing project. You also want to make sure that it's staying relevant. So you're looking at new codes, you're looking at new product launches, and ideally at least once a year, having potential new products being reviewed and determined whether you want to include it in your master specification or your office master. And maintenance, making sure that products that no longer meet code, products that have been discontinued get removed from that master, so that you don't, again, have those change orders and issues when it actually comes to the installation of this project. So I think most people here on the call know ATS and you already have an ATS account, but just in case you don't, a little bit about who we are. ATS SpecTool is a specification writing software where have created code compliant solutions, so that we are recommending products that meet specific applications, products that meet specific building codes. So whether you're in Ontario, whether you're in Quebec like Mel, or you're in California, we're providing products that meet the specific building codes for each one of those provinces or states. And we're also going to recommend products that should be installed together. So making sure that if you're going to specify an 8-inch faucet, you're also getting a lav that has the right hole punching. We also work with we have 75 different manufacturers on the ATS SpecTool, which means that we have over 1.9 million products on there. So it's everything that would meet your specific kind of Division 22, Division 10 specification. And we're consistently adding new products. So as manufacturers launch new connected solutions or any type of new technology, we're making sure that those products are available to you on our specification tool. And as you configure these products, it also means that you can download customized specifications, not just the manufacturer spec sheet, not just the Revit files, not just the schedule, but coordinating all of those 3 documents to match the products that you selected. And because we work so closely with the manufacturer, it means that we typically understand how these products are meant to be specified, how they're meant to be installed. So we have live support on training products, troubleshooting a project or products, so that the engineer is confident in what they're specifying, or the architect is confident in what they're specifying for their project. In terms of masters, I doubt anybody on the call was around using our ATS manual when we first started in 1969, but our very first route to market was actually creating a paper-based master or manual, where an engineer and architect could select products based off of a specific application. So you would flip to the hospital section, and we would talk about, for the Ontario market, with overflow because it was required. Of course, with the invention and streamlining of the internet, 2007, we went online. But really, the version of the tool that we have today started in 2020. And since then, we've added our ability to have templates and now to also add alternatives. Throughout our system, we've hosted about 4,000 different office masters. Some firms have one, some firms have 15, and we've generated about 45,000 different project specifications. So we know a little bit about masters, and we're trying to bring to you some of our experiences and learning from engineer and architectural firms across Canada and the US. So on our system, there's really two ways to start a master. Your first way is to build it on your own. So you're able to log on to the system, and I'll show you how to do that in a second, or Mel will. Click create master, and you can select products and save the labels and the tags the way that you want it. And anybody in your organization has access to it. As of this year, you can also start adding your alternatives. So if maybe the basis of design products that we have on the site isn't what you're looking for, you can add different names, manufacturers, and other model numbers in there. Or the second option, which is the one that I like to recommend, is using our email spec service. So you can meet with someone like Mel, or you can send us an email, and we will help build your master on your account. We'll add those alternatives for you, and we'll also even make sure that all of the Revit files for the products in your masters are available for you. So just to kind of go a little bit more into how a master is generated. If you have an account, you log in. If you don't, you can sign up for an account. It's no cost to you as the engineer or the architect. From your dashboard, you'll see you have a little widget called Quick Access, and there's an option to create a new master. So you simply click the button, give your master a name, anything that you're going to remember. We will ask, but it's not required. If you want to add the country that this master is for, the province, the more details you put in your master, the more recommendations you're going to get from ATS. If you don't add a province or you don't add a building type, all that means is that we're going to open up the system more. So it's really up to you to decide what you want to add in there. And then you start adding your products. Any products that you add to a master, even any product that you add to a project, if that product gets discontinued, ATS will send you an email to inform you that that product has been discontinued, so that you can either replace it on your own, or we can help you find a good replacement. Once you add all the products to your master, now it's available for anyone within your organization. So your team can then use it for any project. In terms of how to use that master in your project, I'm going to hand it over to Mel, and she's going to walk you through how to use the tool.
I will share my screen. So you can see my screen?
Yep.
Perfect. So as you know, is your dashboard. When you log in, you will see all your quick action, like Rebecca explained. So you have access to your new product, new project, new spec, new masters. Everybody knows the difference between project and spec?
Why don't you remind them?
Okay, sure. If you're looking for a quick information example, you already build your selection and your client or your colleague asks you for another product. So example, you built your project with floor mounted toilet, and now you have last minute question for a wall mounted toilet. So you can go to do a quick research. You will put toilet just over here, in French it's mural, and you can have access directly to her all catalog, and you can do your quick research. But today it's for masters, so I will jump in your master's selection. What I did for my client and what I can do for you is to build your master like Rebecca explained before. So if you always work on the same type of project, it's really important to have a good masters for your type building. So example, for my client, just over here, we have many types of masters. So you have example office. They have always the same restaurant. Example, if you're working for a McDonald's or Subway train, but you can see you will have all the general master for restaurants, but you can do after that a copy paste. So just over here, if you want to do your repeat business, for example, you're working on Subway, you can do a quick action just over here, copy to or duplicate. So you will duplicate your masters and you will see everything that you need for a restaurant, and you can change the name. So now your master name will be Subway. And if you want to do some modifications, so example, if the faucet is all no sensor, no touch, or if it's manual, you can change it. So if you know you don't need flush tank toilet, you can remove it because now it will be a specific masters. So example, just over here, I will move my screen. You can do more just over here, edit your master. So for the restaurant, now the name, it will be Subway. So you can change it. You can change the city, the state, province, etc. It will be the same type of building, example. You can put the name of your colleague. So if you know you will always work with a technician, your engineer, your architect, or the client, you can put the email just over here. So they will have a quick access to your project or your master like here. And after that, you can modify as you wish. So example, if you know you always have two options, so it's floor mounted toilet with manual flush, or you have wall mounted but with no touch, you can stay with the two masters difference. And after that, you can copy. So you know, example, in Montreal is wall mounted toilet. So just over here, you can select what you need in your masters. So example, only 3 appliances, but you have everything over here. So I put every type of using that you need, all the same masters. So you have no touch faucet because it's a rule based on province here. So every public place need to have no touch faucet. So I put only no touch faucet for these appliances. For kitchen is different. So example here, I select 3 appliances and you can copy 2 and I can create a new project. So example, in that case, it will be new. So I will put Subway-Montreal. So all the information, it's nice because you will have the building code attached to your project. In that case is a restaurant. Like commercial, is it? Yeah. So you have your restaurant, you can use a template, but in that case, we are already on masters. So we continue with masters. You can tag your colleague, architect, as you wish. And now you create your own project. So you start with a standard masters, you create a copy for your repeat business. So now it's Subway. And after that, you take your masters and you go to a project. So now you can download it, you can modify it. So in that case, you have 1.28 liters, not gallons, sorry. If you want to change, for a battery, if you want to cover seat, so you can do all modification you want. So example, just over here, you can modify your seat because your client asks you for a black one with a cover one or etc. So you can do your modification just over here. So you have only one click and you have everything done. Complete. And after that, you can select what you want. So example, for discussion, we want 3 appliances. So we will select just over here, but in other case, you can select only one. And after that, you can download it. So you will have submittal. So is the typically ATS form. So you have brochure, you have big picture, less information, you have schedule. So you can ask for submittal, schedule, and example, long spec. And after that, you will generate your download. So it's really easy like that. Or if you want to do a multiple selection, is the way how I work every day. Example, I will use an already project, in this case, to be faster. I will go and drag and drop. So example, I have already a selection, is not the good one, I want to modify it. So you can create your project without the master first. So you create a new project. So example, I'm empty here. You go on the plus, you select the second option, and you will see all your master. So it's my favorite way to work, is that way. So example over here, we have different selections. So it's my first copy of the restaurant, and I have everything here. So I start with a project, and after that, I select all my stuff. So you can select just over here. Example for now, it's for a sink. So you can two type of sink, grease interceptor. You have different stuff. And after that, you select multiple, and you can copy, paste. So drag and drop in your project. If you want to add drainage, you can change your masters. Go just over here. You can select. Example, floor drain. You can select one or multiple. If you want only one, because it's a simple selection, is a renovation, is only for first discussion with your client, so you don't need everything. You will start just over here to ask question. Example, what kind of floor is it? So you want to put one drain to start the conversation. After that, you can modify it. So you have just over here, you can quit just over there. And at the same thing, you can do some modification. So now I choose for 3 holes sink. So I have already select a 3 holes. But if your client wants to change it, you can modify your product just over here. You can stay with the same size. So it's a 2020 sink, but you want to change it. So you reset. If it's complicated to select it, you can choose select most popular. But in that case, it's really simple. It's only 2 options. So I will do it by myself. So I want a single hole because my client asked me for a shower. So I select, and the system told me that it's a single hole. So my faucet is not correct. Perfect. And the system show me the faucet so we can modify it. And after that, you will select the faucet as you wish. So the most popular will be on top 3. It's like Google. More you select stuff, more is on the top. So it's the most popular. So you have different. So this one, you don't have the shower. I have it here. We have 2 brands. So if my standard is more Galway, American Standard, Chicago, Sloan, we can have different. In that case, I don't have standards. So if my client asks me for this type of faucet, single hole, 1.5 gallon, and a hat. So for one selection, it's 2 clicks to modify it, and everything is done. So that's why it's really nice. I changed my faucet, so now I need a new accessory. So the system will tell me. And it's complete. So now we can return to the product.
So Mel, we have a question.
Yeah.
If you make a change to your project, I'm assuming just kind of this example where you changed the sink and the faucet to a single hole, will it change your master?
No. No, because the master is the first way we copy. So now we are independent. And I modify my project. So if you have Subway Montreal, Subway Toronto, Subway Quebec, and you copy your project, every project will be independent of each other. But if you want to modify, so in that case, so now we know Subway, they always want this faucet, so I can go back. So we will save time like that. So I return in my master category, and I will use the modification in the master. So tomorrow we'll do exactly the same thing. So copy paste for a new subway, but my master will be already modified. So in that case, I can do exactly the same thing that I did before. I will change it. So quick reset. Thank you. So when you do the modification once, you can copy always the same modification, the same update. If your client changed the standard for another brand, we can update. So example, in that case, it's Chicago Faucet, but for no reason, in your region, you prefer to have American Standard, Delta, or another one, you can ask us to modify your masters. So example, in my school board in Montreal, they ask me now, they prefer a little bit the no-touch faucet American Standard because it's low maintenance. And when you have the lavatory and the faucet, you have 5 years warranty for commercial. So it's super interesting for this type of usage. So the client asked us to modify the master. So now the school board of Montreal, they want to have 2 standards. So they have Sloan and they have American Standard. So we can modify for you. But if it's only one change you can do by yourself, but if it's a big change or multiple specification, you can ask us. So just send us an email and we will do, of course, for you. So now I change my master and I can select my master that I'd already changed, just over here. I will copy 2. So now I create my project Subway. I select it and I copy. So if my client asks me something, I copy paste. And by the way, we want to change. So before to work in my project, I return in my master, I update it with his comments because now it will be that way. And after that, I copy my master. So that's why it's super important to put update on your master. So now you have 2 option example. Do you want to see something else, Rebecca?
No, I think that's perfect.
Not too fast?
No, not too fast. Thanks, Mel. All right, let me go sharing. So what Mel just showed us was how to use the new drag and drop feature from your masters into your project. So you have, Mel showed, you could copy the entire master into a project, or you can use the quick access and pull 1 or 2 products from your master into your project. And the intention there is to decrease the time it takes to create a project in SpecTool, but still having the ability to make edits. The other option is if you don't have a master, a template is ATS's version of an office master. We work with all of the different manufacturers on our system to understand their intent on some of the products that they're manufacturing. So we will create templates based off of different applications. I think now we're probably at 20 templates at least. So retail, universities, casinos, we will create templates for different applications and really look and do the research for you on what are the new products that have been launched into the market and where it's relevant or where it makes sense to potentially install or specify those products. These top templates are available to anybody. They're a great way to base a master if you don't have one, or to base a project. If you want to learn more about our templates and which ones we have, without logging into your account, you can visit atsspec.com/templates to see what we have. Like I said, masters and templates are very similar. The big difference is you own your master. So every engineering firm, when they create a master, it's accessible or available to anybody within that firm. You have the ability to make edits to the master, and everybody has the ability to copy that master into a project. Ideally, like we had mentioned, and I think Mel talked about it too, that update of your master, you do want to do it with some frequency. We have some engineering firms that meet with us once a year just to review masters, and we can help kind of guide or at least introduce new products. If you want to learn more about these new products that have been launched, we can send you videos on maybe an ATS University that we've done, or you can arrange a lunch and learn with the manufacturer so you can learn about the product. From a template standpoint, we're a little different. We probably update templates at least once every couple of weeks, every 6 weeks or so. And we're trying to include all of the major products that have launched into the specific application. So that does not mean that every new product that gets added into the SpecTool automatically goes into the template. We're trying to be strategic on introducing new products to you so that it's an easy way for any engineering or architectural firm using the tool to see what's new and see what's new for the specific type of project that they're working on. And of course, everybody has access to a template, but only ATS is able to edit them. So don't think that you're going to copy if you want to try and make a change to a template, you can't. The only thing you can do is copy it and put it into your project or put it into your master. So copying a template into a project is very similar to what Mel just went through. When Mel was copying a master into a project, there was an actual another tab that said template, which would take you to the list of templates that we have. And same idea, you can copy and paste this one product, multiple products into your project. Our templates are typically very large. So you'll notice there's different tabs that are typically broken into things like either rooms or specific product groupings. So staff kitchen, mechanical room, fire protection, drainage, group washrooms, guest rooms, depending obviously on the application, we'll organize it slightly different. And then, like I said, you can copy either one product like Mel did, or an entire tab or a room of products, or the entire template into a project. So you might still have some questions on how this is done and who you can reach out to. So you have some lovely people, not on this call with us today, but always available online or in person to help guide you through the master creation process, through the master editing process, which are these lovely folks. So Mel out east, Zach for anyone national, Mo for anybody here in Ontario, and Phil for anybody on the West Coast. We also have our email spec service. Traditionally, most engineers use it to make a request to build a project specification, but you can also use that same request form to have us build the master for you. Simply give us some guidance, give us a copy of what you have today. We will rebuild it from the products offerings, including your alternatives. So if it's not American Standard, if it's not Sloan, if it's not Watts, if it's not A.O. Smith, we'll put in the other brands for you. It typically takes us anywhere between 10 to 15 days to get that request done for you. And then it's on your account available for anybody in your firm. Of course, you also have the ability to do this on your own. Simply visit www.atspec.com. We have videos that will show you how to create a project, how to create a master, how to copy your master into a project. And you can build your master, or of course, Mel, myself, you can also book a demo with us and we'll walk you through how to use the tool.
it's really easy and fast. If we book a demo, like 15 or 20 minutes, you show me your standard master, so we can do one master, so a general one, and after that you can copy paste for another, so you can change your type of building or state or province, and after that you will place your new stuff on your new master. So I think the best way is to call us for a demo, and we take like 30 minutes and we can build many masters together.
And then that is the start of your projects moving forward, which is really what our goal is, to help you with projects, but we understand masters is a great way to get a project started. They work side by side, starting with a master, making some edits to make sure that it meets the specific application or site requirements for your project. All right. So I'm going to check here, see if there are any other questions. As we had mentioned at the start, this is being recorded, so you will have access to this. We are available to help. If you have any questions now, we can, or of course, you can always email us later, or email us after you receive your certificate of completion, which you should be receiving by Friday. All right, if that's the case, it looks like we finished a little early. Means everybody has a little bit more time to just sit back, maybe try and enjoy the nice weather outside. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Mel, for your help today. Hope everybody has a great day.